What's up, y'all? I have been buried underneath paperwork. I am going to trial next week. It has been nuts. But it is Friday, okay? Attorney Booker has on her casual jeans. Look at I love my jeans. And so that means, what's up? Let's do a video. Sorry I've been out, okay, y'all? It's been crazy. Again, I say the same thing, but it's true. Okay? Let me turn on my, let me get the mood right. Let me get the mood right. Okay, hey, YouTube. What's up, guys? All right, so let's go ahead and see, because people have been asking questions lately, and we just need to have a good old talky talk about some things people have been needing to know, right? They have been emailing like crazy. It's crazy. Okay, so here we go. Without further ado, personal injury. Oh my gosh. Okay. Can I sue somebody for exemplary damages in a child molestation case in Texas? A friend said that her teenage child was improperly touched by a family friend. Her child has no physical damage, but has been feeling depressed and stressed. Can she sue him for exemplary damage? If she can, is there any limit on the amount? Thanks. Guys, it behooves me. Let me bring you to the court of my public opinion. Just, F it. Let's go. Okay? All you worried about is money. You ain't said shit about filing a case against this person for improperly touching this little girl. Okay? And, suing people, yeah, that's always good. Okay, I get it. That's what these people are doing. But do y'all realize that you look like, this is a child. Where's the criminal case? Where are the police being called? So you're going to teach her that it's okay. Just get money when someone touches you. Are you trying to turn the child into because that's really all you care about. That's all I'm hearing. Like, he touched her, so we need to get paid. That is so, surface, superficial. It's horrible. It's not, what are you teaching the child? What are you doing? Okay? Because I'm wondering, that's why it's your friend's child and not yours. Okay? Thank God. I don't know if you have children, but I hope you don't have any girls. First thing you probably want to try to do is call the police. Okay? Especially if she's a teenager, she can testify to this. Okay? Trying to sue, yeah, can you sue? Yeah, you can sue. Does he have any money? Okay? That's the question. Does he have any money? And when you go to file a lawsuit and you have not filed a criminal case, I don't know if that jury's going to really want to believe that occurred. It's just going to look very, to me, I would love for you to be across from you on a case like that, because I would just eat it up that where's the police report? Where's, if these things happen, why run and sue my client in civil court for money? So I would have the jury, I would aim to make the jury believe that this is all about money and that's all y'all wanted, and you just concocted this story for money. And that's it. Because that's what it would kind of look like. I could make it look like that, right, with no criminal case. So I want you to care about the best interest of this child. If this girl was inappropriately touched, the police need to be involved. First, okay? Then a lawsuit needs to be the last thing on your mind. But it needs to be done after the criminal case. God, people are so jaded. Okay? Next case. I cannot stand it. And guys, sorry, I did move on to the next case, but we're going to bring that case back. This is how, and it sucks to say this, and I hate to say this, but I have represented pedophiles before, okay? It's not something I just jump to do, but I normally have a rapist or two on my roster, okay? I'm just being honest with you, at all times. And I know people get pissed off at me because they don't like my point of view about people that touch or rape. But when you're dealing with children, that is a whole nother ball game. Now, I don't think rape is good at all, but this is the reason why people don't get justice. Shit like this. Because you come with these stories, it doesn't make sense, you're caring about money, stories change, and this is how attorneys like myself are able to fight these cases and beat them. When something very well may have happened or may have occurred, it just is all over the place because people's goals are not aligned in the way that they should be. And you guys really mismanage these children's cases. I'm just being honest. Y'all mismanage it as parents. You don't take them to the treatment that you let them check. You don't want them to testify. So these people walk out and they get away with this when technically you probably should want somebody who rapes pillages, touches inappropriately, or does anything like that, you really want them to be called to the carpet on it, because that's serious. You want to also have the citizenry, the rest of America, alerted that this is what this person does, so that people that happen to live in their neighborhood know this. It's called registering. But nobody can ever get to the point where they have to register and be put on notice for the jerk off, nasty, disgusting a-hole they are. These a-holes out here. We never know who half of them are, because you guys mismanage these cases early on. And that's all it takes, is a little mismanagement, a couple of I didn't go to the police at the right time, and a little bit of that, and voila, you put that in the pot. I mix that together as a defense attorney, and we are skating home free. Guys, take it from me, a person who has fought these cases, you want to do things right, decent and in order and proper when you're dealing with these type of things. It's not hard. I mean, it's not easy to beat these cases, but it can be for reasons like this. So I'm getting off my soapbox with respect to that, but I just want you to know that, ma'am. You need to know that. Okay? Now we will move on. Y'all, I'm just like, oh my God. And people like, you represent rapists. Well, everybody needs a lawyer. Okay? But like, this is the type of stuff. Like, this is what I use to confuse a jury, to be like, oh, I can't sentence them to the, I don't know, hung jury. Because nobody can like come to a conclusion, because it's the way it was handled. These children, and it sucks because children need a fighting chance. And they can't choose their parents. You know, a lot of times their parents are idiots sometimes, and they can't choose their parents. It sucks. You know, it really sucks. Next case. Can a child refuse visitation on final orders? We have a final order for visitation, and the child had a personal game that the mom set on our visitation purposefully. I did not find out about this game until 3 days before saying to cancel the visit, but I only see them once a month as I work on the road. Upon contacting the mom, she says they will be available, but the daughter would not get out. I also have 2 children under the order. The second, they won't let me come alone on the visit without the oldest. And they sat across at the visit site and did not get out until receiving a call from daughter saying, I'm being difficult, and I informed her it's my weekend. I'm not changing this visit, but I can't make you come, and the mom's text is a waste of time. She's not coming, and they drive off. We did record, but need to know if this is a contempt case. It has now been 5 years with different incidents, and I just want for these things to stop happening. Sir, it seems as if your children are being alienated from you. And you need to, in Texas, there's really no cause of action per se for alienation. We do recognize it though. What we do is we throw that into a pot called best interest of the child. And so we don't technically have elements for alienation. And the reason that I think that we don't is because the Texas legislature is smart. Once you start spelling out what alienation is, then all these points have to be hit in order for the court to find that there's alienation to do something about it. So the discretion of the judges in this state is vast and wide. They are to determine what is in the best interest of the child. And that means they can take whatever into consideration they need to take into consideration if they believe that it's relevant in them coming to the conclusion as to what is in the best interest of that child. So at the end of the day, sir, you need to file a claim. You do. You need to file a modification. And you need to force or get more control over these children with respect to therapy, rights and duties, and what you can do. You probably need to get court-ordered therapy for these children because it seems as if they're being alienated from you. Now, that doesn't allow you to be able to ride on the road and not do what you need to do either. You're going to need some sort of family therapy, and that's what you need to move the court to do, to institute family therapy so that this can stop happening. Because, again, either mom is alienating the kids, but you guys don't have a good relationship. That's what you need to work on. Filing a contempt action per se is not always the best way. It works if the mother is not coming and showing up with the children. Okay? What she's technically doing is kind of setting things on your day and then saying, oh, they can come, and then they come there, and then they don't want to partake. A child cannot refuse visitation. They just simply cannot. Teenagers tend to do it. And the reason that people don't technically enforce these orders against children is because, against teenagers, is because they're old enough to testify. So what a parent will do is they'll just let the child talk to the judge, and the child's gonna tell the judge why she doesn't want to go, why she doesn't go, blah blah blah. And then it's up to the judge to determine whether or not the mother is at fault for it, and can be, and whether or not the enforcement can actually be found. The contempt can be found. And so because of that little roadblock and that little molehill, attorneys tend to not waste your money just going and filing enforcements for visitation for teenagers. They tend to try to find out what the issue is and fix it, or at least I do, because I don't want to take your money for an enforcement. I file the enforcement and the judge determines that the parent didn't do anything, because you can't, the enforcement is not against the kid. Does that make sense? So I always start to do other things. What I do is I make therapy, a thing. I make the court order that type of stuff, because that's stuff that courts are going to order. 9 times out of 10 is therapy, especially family therapy. If you think it's necessary, you tell them what's going on. You tell them you wanted to file an enforcement, but you got to figure out where it's coming from first. They normally will order that. And then it either is going to fix the problem, or you're going to see where it's coming from, so that you can then know to file that enforcement action and request contempt against that mother. So that's pretty much what you need to do. In addition to that, the other kids saying that they don't want to come with the other child, I don't do that. Like, as an attorney, I don't play those games. They're not allowed to just say that, because that's an easy thing for a mother to say. So I would file an enforcement with respect to younger children. I would, and that's just it. Especially since they really can't talk to the judge much about it, and when they're that young, it's normally clear who's putting something in their head. They're not teenagers. They don't have access to things in the way that teenagers do. They don't have the analytical reasoning of a teenager. So 9 times out of 10, when they don't want to go, it's because they're being fed poison by the other parent. That's easier to prove. I would probably file an enforcement on that if those kids are not showing up. But that's pretty much what I would do. I can't tell you exactly what you should do, because I'm just going on limited, facts here. But that's kind of where we are, and that's probably what you need to do. And guys, this tends to be an issue, a lot with families and with the visitation. Now, one thing I always tell parents is, look, a lot of the times your kid's going through a divorce. The kid's 16, 17. Y'all are going through a divorce, and she doesn't want to go to the visits to the other parent's house because she has a job or some shit like some stuff like that. That type of stuff is like, okay, stop it. Because she's living her life. She's not going to visits with nobody. Okay? She's not visiting the parent who she lives with, primarily. Because kids don't talk to you when they're teenagers, especially when they're 17, 18 and graduating school. They're not going to somebody's house every other weekend, and you're not messing them out of prom, homecomings, and all of that. So they're just not coming. And again, it's hard to file on stuff like that. I tend to leave that stuff alone. So you kind of have to use your judgment as a parent. You have to co-parent. I was sitting in court the other day, and this judge, he was just like, listen, parents that refuse to co-parent, I take that into consideration in custody battles. The ones that you can't co-parent with them. I do take that into consideration. About scared the hell, out of the opposing sides. But I didn't care. I was glad he said it. And it's true. If you can't co-parent, sir, and she can't co-parent, then you need to get the courts involved. You need to let them know exactly what you're telling me about her. But yeah, this relationship needs to fix itself. But sir, please don't get mad at me for telling you this, because listen, I tell my clients the truth. They get mad at me. I've had people go file Google reviews and be pissed off, and I'm like, look, bitch, when you come to this office, you're getting truth. You're getting facts. You paid me to advise you, not tell you what the hell you want to hear. So, sir, you wrote me, and I'm gonna be honest with you. You're on the road. You see your kids once a month. What type of relationship do you think you're gonna have with them? I mean, let's just be honest. What type of relationship do you think you're gonna have? Okay, you need to get more access to those kids on the telephone, video. You need to find time for your kids. It's not when you're in town, everything stops and rolls for you for 2 days out of 31. Like, these kids have lives. They're doing things. You're not really a part of it, from what it seems to me. And then hiding behind the fact that you have a job and you're on the road a lot. Well, sir, that just sucks when you're not married to the mom, doesn't it? That's like you being in the military, not married to the mom. Like, you ain't gonna have a very good relationship with your kids because they ain't gonna hardly see you. Like, that's on you. That's the job you chose. You're the adult. They're the child. They didn't ask to be here. So, sir, you also need to do some self-searching as well. Okay? You need to some self-searching, and you need to maneuver and make some changes in your life. Okay? That will help things come along and grow between yourself and this mother and these children. Okay? With that being said, this has kind of been longer than I usually like to make them, but I haven't seen you guys all week. I miss you guys. It's been probably a week and almost 10 days. Ain't no telling when I posted last, but I made it was last week though. And I make sure I post at least once weekly. So I miss you guys. So I ran over a little bit. Y'all have a fantastic weekend, okay? Bye now.